Hi everybody and welcome on Malasterica. I'm Diana, and as you can really uh, get is that I am not an English speaker person. I am Italian and I speak English for work. So you will find a lot of mistake in what I'm saying here, but I hope that this video help you anyway. I want to do this video in English because I want to reply to another video that I saw today from Carrie. I will link her video down below. And she and other YouTuber start somehow to a new challenge on YouTube about how to start with planning. Uh, I start to plan actually when I'm born, more or less. I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, when you go school, you have your diary. Unless in Italy, this is what we have. We have our diary, and we have to write down what we have to do for school in that diary at a specific day. So we wrote at the date of the deadline. Uh, People lose this use of diary growing up, but at some point recognize that they need to plan out their day, and they start again to use a diary. Um, in our country now, there is a lot of people that start to use diary because a lot of fashion YouTuber start to show and share them photo facts, and a lot of them start to use them photo facts from party planning. I do not party planning. I like to use my planner for planning. What I use for party planning or for scrapbooking is my Obonici Techo. So every stickers, every washi tape is for my Obonici Techo. What I like to do in my Filofax, in my traveler's notebook, is plan out my day. I learn how to deal with my to-do and with projects in our graduate center. So I am a PhD student, and we had the possibility to have class about how to deal with project and how to deal with task, because we are a lot under pressure and we have a lot of stuff that have to be done, and we work with professors that usually forget how much time things take. That's the truth. So we have to be able to stay healthy, get stuff done, but have time to do other things like drawing, like enjoy life, this kind of things. I mean, yeah, my life is a lot like scraps, but is a bit better, I hope. I use both. I use a Filofax planner, and I also use a traveler's notebook. The traveler's notebook is my mind dump and also allow me to take notes on the go. This is why I use a passport size of traveler's notebook. On here I have my passport, really I have my passport. I have a couple of coin, couple of card, a business card, my bankomat, my insurance, and I also have two notebook. The first notebook is a monthly, and the third notebook, the one after my passport, is my daily log. Afterward, I use my Filofax. I start to use ring binder in high school, where I had, in primary or secondary school, I guess is in US, where I was having this agenda that is named Sottobanco, and in Italian, Sottobanco, of course. And it's more or less the same system. Afterwards, I didn't use that anymore until my father gave me a ring binder for my bestseller. and one from my master. Until that time, I used also Moleskine. I used simple paper, simply post-it notes, whatever I was feeling that was right for me at the time. And I can totally told you that a bind and a ring organizer is really comfortable because you can completely customize what you have inside. You can have weekly, you can have monthly, you can have simple paper, square paper, plain paper. You can also have watercolor paper if you want, if you are an artist. You can have whatever you want. This is why my organizer is my on-the-go planner for work and home management purpose. And I think that is great because I can change things around really easily in a way that I can do it in my travelers. Of course, I can change my insert in my travelers notebook, but I personally feel more comfortable to cut a page, punch, and place that here respect to a bind or make the whole notebook for a traveler's notebook. I hope that I explained myself. As I was telling you before, I take class, and from this class, the most important thing that I learned is to do back forward planning. So I give myself a deadline that usually is 2 days before my supervisor deadline. In the way I have plenty of time if I'm in delay, because it's really difficult to estimate or make a provision of things that can go wrong when you are working. So that means that if a task takes to me 1 hour, I usually plan my day in order to allow me to have 2 hours. This is buffer time. Buffer time is that time that you decide that you will use in case you don't arrive at the specific time to start with your task. I also follow other task management methods. I speak about methods in plural because I like to take from these specific methods the thing that work for me, and I don't follow the whole entire methods and that's it. So for example, I like to divide my daily to-dos in context, following David Allen, Get Things Done. I keep an inbox that is here in this office, where I keep everything that come in that have to be processed. I keep it there, and at the end of the day I go through and I see what I can place on my to-do list for the day after. I do the same for my email and electronically for every single file that I have to process or thing that I have to write. I also follow Zen to Done from Leo Barbuda that speak about priority and how to decide your most important thing and how you should engage these 3 most important things in your day. I also love to use the Pomodoro techniques, and if you don't know these, the Pomodoro techniques, I will link everything down below. It's like you simply need a timer, and you decide how much timer you will use for that task. So for example, I will use 3 time 30 minutes for that specific writing project, and you can allow yourself to take a break every time that the timer go off, and I think that is really great. Personally, I have the problem that if I'm working, I forget to do everything else. Like, if I'm really into something, usually I don't feel hungry, I don't feel that I have to drink, I don't feel that somebody's speaking with me. I'm kind of person that completely cut the word out until I don't have the stuff done. And this somehow is dangerous for long-term project, because this means that if I have a long-term project that takes to me a lot of time, I have the risk to do 3 days in a row without drink, sleep, or eat. And this is completely wrong. So I try to break big things in smaller things, and I try to book myself specific time in the day where I work at that specific thing. And this is how my mind works. Of course, what works for me cannot work for you. This is why you have to experiment a lot with what you want to do. So the best way I think for start to use paper planning system is keep a post-it note on your desk and write down every morning the list of things that you want to achieve in the day, and try to highlight in this list the things that are more important for yourself and go from there. Or if you don't want to use post-it notes, you can use a plain square paper, and before to use any bullets or any bullet journal technique, simply write your list and cross finger when you have done. The day after, you simply go back to the day before, you see what didn't achieve, and you can carry over that task. Another thing that can help and personally help me a lot is write down what I'm doing in the time. So like I wake up in the morning and I cannot get started because I feel tired or because I have things in mind or whatever. I simply wrote down what I'm doing and I'm trying to go through the day. So like I'm taking breakfast now. If I see that I'm not in focus, I start to get breakfast and I start also to make the laundry, and in the meantime I also read my phone Instagram account. No, that's wrong. I should get breakfast, get ready to go work, and I should do the laundry when I come home, because this is how I want to live my day. All these things come up time by time, were suggested to me from other people, were suggested to me too from teacher, from coach, from course, from a workshop, from books and whatever. The thing that I can really suggest to you to get started is buy a pack of post-it notes, sit down in the morning or in the evening of the day before and write down what you have to done, and cross over when you have done this stuff. And when you're working, keep close to you these post-it notes. Whatever come in your mind, write it on the post-it notes and place it away from you. When you're done, when you are what are you doing, you can go to that we can say inbox post-it notes, and you can see what pop up in your mind. In my work, 90% of what pop up in my mind is stupid, because maybe after I go back to bibliography and see that somebody else already have done that, so I don't have to do it. Sometime is a good idea, but I don't have the time to process that idea at the moment, because I don't have the funding, because I don't have the time, because I can't for other scientific reason. Like there is zombie walking in front of the door, you cannot decide to do an experiment because you have to combat zombie, something like that. But yeah, this is how I do, and I hope that this video will help you to get started and to find in your life time for yourself, for people that you love, and for doing what you love. Yes, stay organized. Bye bye, Manastavreka.